Here are 11 invalidating things you're saying to your partner when they're upset. You don't want to invalidate your partner's emotions. You want them to feel heard, seen, and understood. If you want to feel connected and happy in your relationship, you want to be sure to stay away from statements that invalidate your sweetie's emotional experience. I want to help you steer clear of inadvertently making your cutie feel like you don't understand how they're feeling. Before I save your relationship for like the 100th time, I'm Jeff Gunther, licensed professional counselor, and this video is brought to you by my therapist directory, therapyden.com. Find a progressive and accepting therapist by using the over 140 search filters. If you enjoy these videos, a free way to support this channel is to like and subscribe. Okay, as a disclaimer, for all neurodivergent folks that are watching this video, you might not be able to feel sympathy or empathy. And because of that, you might say one of these invalidating things on this list. I'm not mad at you about that, and I hope that you can find a partner who can also understand your specific situation. The advice I'm giving in this video might not apply to you. I'll make a separate post just for you in the future. For everyone else that can access their feelings of sympathy and empathy, I want to kindly suggest that you stay away from saying the following 11 statements. After we get through the list, I'll tell you how you can easily make sure your partner feels emotionally seen. Okay, number 1, everything happens for a reason. Does it? While this might feel good to you, it's not something you should say to your partner who's going through a rough time. It does nothing to make them feel better. And what message are you trying to send here? That it's their fault they got diagnosed with cancer? That they're supposed to learn some sort of lesson from this tragedy? I get what you're going for here, but when your partner is flooded with depression, this will only make things worse. Number 2, you did the same thing to me. Okay, this might be the number 1 thing I hear when couples are fighting in front of me. It's so tempting to be like, really? You're pissed because I ignored you at the party? You always do that to me. While it may be 100% true that your partner could be accused of the exact same thing, try your very hardest to focus on what they're saying and the emotions they're feeling instead of being defensive and making them feel even worse. Number 3, you're not remembering anything correctly. Whether you're doing this on purpose or not, you're slipping into gaslighting territory when you question your partner like this. You're making them question their reality. Even if they're not remembering the details correctly, they're feeling their feelings correctly. There's no wrong way to feel them, and that's what needs to be focused on first. You can get to the details later on if it's really important. As tempting as it might be, try not to invalidate them by suggesting they don't have the facts straight. Number 4, this is how you can fix it. Okay, men, stop saying this. I know, not all men, but seriously, when your partner is feeling upset and emotional, it's not the time to grab your tool belt and make everything better. You have no idea that's what they want you to do. And it's also super dismissive of what they're going through. If your partner wants suggestions about how it can be fixed, wait for them to ask, or at the very least, ask them first if they want advice instead of support. Number 5, you keep complaining about the same thing. I want to let you in on a little therapy secret. Do you want to know the likely reason that your partner keeps complaining about the same thing? It's because they don't feel heard, seen, or understood by you. It's probably more of a you problem than a them problem. If your partner keeps bringing up the same thing, try to stay with it instead of dismissing it as an old complaint. And ask them what you can do or say to make sure they feel like you get it. Number 6, when are you going to do something about it? Okay, this is the invalidating statement on the list that I say the most. It's so hard to be there for your partner and see them so upset and not make positive changes to actually make the situation better. It drives me bonkers. But every time I ask this question, it always backfires. Also, when anyone is really upset, you can't ask them to be really logical and practical. That's just not possible when you're hijacked by big emotions. So do your best to stay away from this statement. Number 7. That was so long ago. This is the most triggering statement on the list for me because this is what I hear from my family most often. Oh my God, it drives me crazy. It's like, I'm bringing this up again because you still haven't taken accountability for it. I wish I could leave it in the past, but I'm not going to be able to until one of you turds genuinely apologizes for it. Sorry, I obviously still have some therapy to do around my family. What I want to say is that you don't get to give your partner's pain an expiration date. Don't be like my family. Number 8, I need you to relax first. I laugh because I hate this one the most. Basically, what you're saying is, I don't want you to feel your emotions first. Guess what? Your partner doesn't want to feel these negative emotions either, and if they could relax, they would relax. So don't ask them to relax first. You're also coming off like, I'm the reasonable one and you're the one that's out of control. Don't be that guy. Number 9, tell me exactly what I said. Asking for the receipts rarely goes well. Oh, and it's so invalidating. Was your partner supposed to be recording all the conversations? Should there be video cameras set up all around the house? Trust me, I get where you're coming from. You're like, whoa, tell me what I said because that's not how I remember it. If you want to eventually get there, you first need to be more understanding of how they're reacting. Number 10, you're crazy. A classic. Are we still saying this? Because I think we're still saying this. I need to start a petition to get this response canceled because it's one of the most messed up things you could say. It's also such a cop-out. Try having an adult conversation instead of acting like a teenager. Calling someone's emotional reaction crazy is a non-starter 100% of the time. It's mean and it's gaslighting. Resist the urge, my friends. You'll never win with this one. Number 11, it could be a lot worse. So basically you're saying don't feel your feelings because someone else is suffering more. Isn't that true all the time? Of course someone has it harder, but we're not talking about that person. Why focus on someone else instead of your partner that's having a hard time right in front of you? I get you're trying to put things in perspective here, but don't do this until the feeling has passed. And maybe don't even do it then. Okay, before I tell you how you can give a nice validating response to your upset partner, I should say that it's really hard not to say something on this list. You're likely feeling attacked or misunderstood, or maybe you're filled with anxiety. If you're feeling attacked, it's really hard not to be defensive. You also just want to make your partner feel better, but could be feeling powerless and helpless. Did you catch that? Did you see what I just did there? I imagine what it would feel like to have the emotional experience of wanting to soothe your partner that's mad at you. And I used a bunch of feeling words to describe what it's probably like for you. That's basically all you have to do. It can be tricky though because you may want to be the one that's upset and not them. I get that. And it's important to get your feelings heard as well. But this sort of thing only works one person at a time. So first, listen to what your partner is saying. Then repeat back to them in your own words what you think that's like for them. Do it without judgment, and then ask if you got it right. Then it's up to them, and only them, to decide when they feel seen and heard by you. That's it. That's all you need to do. If they say you didn't quite get it, then listen up again and try to validate their emotional experience until you got it. If you want more relationship advice, make sure you subscribe. And if you enjoyed my tips, a free way to support my channel is to like this video. Please do that. Also, join me on TikTok with my over 600,000 followers. I'm informative and hilarious. If you have any questions or feedback, make sure to leave them in the comment section. If you're looking for a counselor like me, check out therapyden.com to find a therapist near you.